here from Experiences in Channeling. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. What I wanted to do today was talk about this feeling of nostalgia that we're all kind of feeling at the moment and where it's coming from. I wanted to use the word ennui because it sounds cool, and you hear it a lot from. Well, there's that Frank Sinatra song. If anyone's a Frank Sinatra fan, I was when I was younger. But the autumn of my years, and he used the term ennui, ENNUI. But I thought it had meant like a nostalgic, but it's more of like an in between space. So I think ennui could work too, but we'll stick with nostalgia. And so I wanted to talk about nostalgia. And so when you feel nostalgic, it means you kind of lost something. What have you lost? You're pining for something that you've lost. And where are we going? So let me begin. This is my site here. I'm a channeler. I offer sound healing, spiritual guidance, beyond quantum healing, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, not a whole bunch, but just a few other things. And so let's begin with a preface. I'll preface it with this way. This afternoon, I took myself out to eat curry udon. If you've never had curry udon, definitely you should try it. I'm pretty sure you can probably get it all around the world now. But I'm in Japan, and I found that that's one of my new favorite foods. I love curry. I love udon. And when I first tried it, I thought, oh my God, why do they put these things together? It's like in Japan, they have another thing called yakisoba bread. Yakisoba is like fried noodles. So they put fried noodles on bread. I still don't understand that. That's just like, why? But curry and udon, I finally got it. It's so good. And so I went to the shop and I was eating curry udon, and I was looking outside at all the traffic coming by or flowing by. And I thought, it's quite a depressing city scene. The buildings look kind of old and decrepit, and then the new buildings are just that brutalism style. They're just tall and they're just very functional, utilitarian. Everything's very utilitarian. There's no whimsy to any of it. But as I was watching, I kind of imagined, well, I used to get depressed about that kind of stuff, like being in a city and just feeling that overwhelming kind of brutalism, utilitarianism but I stopped. But so I was imagining today, like just as if this is the end of a long, long, long period. When we reach this utilitarianism, this brutalism, it's kind of like these are the final phases. That's the final step. We've come from building like these beautiful, amazing buildings. Like look at every bank and most banks and most post office, and look at the White House, and look at the buildings that look exactly like the White House all over the world, every single country you could imagine. And we went from that to building these like box utilitarian things, and the way that people say is, well, they had more time and more money and more resources, and we don't have that now, right? So okay, whatever excuse, or whatever, not excuse, but whatever explanation you have, it's fine. But, how do we get from that to this? We're not on an upward climb. We've been on a decline. We've been going down. And so I was sitting, slurping my udon loudly because you can hear, and just looking out the window and thinking, this is kind of the final steps. As Esmeralda, one of my guides, said, enjoy these last vestiges of the third dimension. And I kind of was reminded of that looking outside. I was like, this is kind of an ending point. This is not a beginning. And and then that leads me to this nostalgia thing. I've been feeling very nostalgic for the past few days. I don't know where it's coming from. And I imagine that if it's not just me, I imagine a lot of people are feeling this. And now here in Japan, the summer just started. This is like the beginning of the summer, beginning of the intense heat. It's 95, 96 degrees, and it's going to get higher and higher, and it's very humid. It's unbearable. Especially where I live, right in the middle of Japan. And it's usually the hottest temperatures for the whole country. Even Okinawa is not as hot as here. And sometimes I've heard people from Egypt, they come here and they're thinking, how can you handle this heat? That's how hot it is. And so, but anyway, so that it's just starting to get really hot. But I'm already in the autumn feeling, that nostalgic feeling. And so I was talking to my guides, and I thought I would start sharing these. I draw when I do talk to my guides, I draw pictures of what they look like, and the images that I get. And so I'm going to share those. But before I do, I just want to share this. Um, this is from the BBC Science Focus. There's this philosopher. His name is Professor Philip de Brigard at Duke University. So I think with Duke University, take everything with a grain of salt. Um, as yeah, for many reasons. But anyway, he was talking about how he did research on memory and shown that it's a creative process. So when you collect memories, it's not like you're looking up a recording of what happened. It's more like your brain creates a simulation of those past events. So yeah, again, take this with a grain of salt. I think he's one of those false memory type people. So yeah, just be careful of these kind of things. And so he argues nostalgia can be based on memories, simulations of pleasant or past experience, but it doesn't have to be. Given the role of imagination and memory, he says it's not a huge leap to propose that nostalgia can be based on. Well, yeah, I think he's doing false memory here. So I'm going to get out of this. Sorry, but what I did resonate with, the only one part of this I resonated with, was the part about that sometimes you're looking back. It's the feelings that I wanted to talk about with nostalgia. You're looking back at a certain memory, and you have these feelings about that memory. Like, this memory was, I remember that time. Like, for example, for me, I remember a time when I was in high school and I had these friends, and we were all, it was just this amazing time where we were just young and full of hope and all this kind of stuff. But then when I actually was looking back into the memory, it was like I was suffering. There were glimpses, there were little pieces of like fun, we were together, and there was like maybe an hour or two of happiness, but most of the other stuff around it, it was stressful and difficult. And so that nostalgia that I have, I created it on top of the memory. And I think that professor, he's trying to say that you create false memories, which is that was debunked back a while ago. But what I wanted to take from that was that nostalgia thing. So yeah, you don't create the false memories, but you create the emotions on top of it. And I think that's more accurate, Professor, according to my research. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So that, when you look back at these memories, you think that everything was one way, and it was, but you're kind of picking and choosing that one little instance. And so what did we lose? What are we losing? So I'll share this then. This is in my channeling. When I first did the channeling, I said, what is this nostalgic feeling? This is the image that came up. I was kind of asking for my guides, and then instead they showed me this thing here, and he's kind of like I'm not a really talented I'm practicing, but anyway, so he had very pale whitish skin. He looked very angry. He had his body kind of very pale. He was kind of like a sumo wrestler. He was kind of muscular, but he wasn't like what you typically think of a muscular person. And then he had these like white, I don't know if they were fins or they were some sort of strings, and he was tearing them apart, and he was really angry. And so that's, yeah. And then after that, I saw this image, and that's what I got from it. So, the feeling, yes. So what I'm assuming from this image. This is what I got, was that this is the past. This is the anger of the old third dimensional world, and this is it's kind of tearing apart its world. Its whole world it's really angry. It's trying to wreak revenge, and that's what I've been feeling. This whole year has been like that. I got a lot of attacks, and they're kind of abating now, but I was getting a lot of like serious attacks ever since this year started. And so I think a lot of big changes are coming down the pike, and everyone's been saying this, and I've been saying this, but they are. And So then the next guy, he's a little less intimidating. This white bird came in. I didn't do a good job of describing him. So I was in tatami room. Tatami. I'm sure you guys all know what tatami is. Like I don't. I've been in Japan for almost half my life, so I don't know what words are popular anymore. When I first came here, like Japan wasn't really a popular place to come. It wasn't a hip thing at all. And so I don't, I didn't even know. The only word I knew was I knew sushi and ninja and samurai, and I could speak a little bit, but anyway, tatami it's just like a base. It's made of grass, made of hay, and it's a traditional Japanese flooring. And so anyway, so I was doing my channeling in a tatami room, and also in my third eye, I was also in a tatami room. And so this bird came in. He was really cute. He was kind of wise old bird, but I wasn't able to get him. But his name was Ono, and it was pronounced oh no, oh no, not sorry, oh no, yeah. But so what he said about this whole thing, he said, "Don't worry, there's a giant shift coming." And as soon as he gave me that message, the air conditioner in my room started crackling a bit, and so that's always a good sign. And he said I'm related to the carrion race, which I've heard before. Carrion, the bird race. Yeah, I think so too. My whole family were very bird-like. And let's see. So, yeah. But that's what he had said. He said a giant shift is coming. And he came in with this little spindly stick man in the background. And I said, "What's up with the stick man?" And he said, he's my assistant. He's an energetic modulator. And so he modulates the energy for them to enter these different places. And the reason that he's a spindly stick man is because he had a sense of humor. And so they can take whatever form they choose to take, whatever form they'd like. And so this is the form that he chose because he thought it was kind of funny. So anyway, so I wanted to share that. So then the question, right, in this video is what are we losing? Where are we going? And what have we lost? And so I'm just going to go into another channeling about this. And so the question is, in our world, what is it, this nostalgia? What have we lost? What are we going? Can they add any more to what I've gotten so far? So here we go. Greetings, we are Yeshua. And what we would say to all of you, beautiful, beautiful beings listening, tuning in at this moment, finding a moment of peace in your otherwise hectic and crazy worlds. What we would say to you is that you are blessed, and you are loved, and you are in one of the most beautiful places you could ever be at this moment. This is the time, this is the place. And we would say that all that you have lost are your illusions on what the world was. That's all. And that's where, as this being was talking about, nostalgia comes in. The nostalgia, these emotions are the illusions. And when you start to lose your illusions, you start to feel a bit sad because you don't have any other illusions to surround you. And so for a time being, you're lost. But we would say that you're found. That's when you're truly found, when you've lost all of these ideas, when you stop putting these ideas on the world of what it should be, what it shouldn't be. The world is happening around you every day. The whole world is changing. The whole world is shifting. But what we would say to you is that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you are love. The world can shift and change as much as it wants, but you in love are in power, and you are living your beautiful life. You are walking down your beautiful path. And this is what we would say to focus on. The world can change, and it does. It has changed so much, and it keeps changing. But you are not the world. You are made of love. You are bringing the love into this world by doing what you love, by being the love that you are. So don't worry so much. Great change is coming. but you are the change. You giving up these illusions, you following your heart is the giant shift. And it's coming because you have shifted. This is the shift. The outside world will look insane to all of you, and it does to many of you. That's fine. But you are holding the light. You are the light bulb. You are the flame. You are the torch. You are carrying this into where it needs to go. Remember that. You are the flame, not the outside world. You are the flame. All right. He was on fire today. Whew. All right, guys. So there you go to answer the question. And yeah, I think I'm going to start sharing my little drawings. Yeah. And I hope you guys are hopeful. I hope everything's going well for everyone. Yeah. Ciao for now.